so many memorable instances are there, but one of the top ones has to be my ride to Dhanushkodi. We left our hotel room in Rameshwaram at around 5 a.m. and hit that narrow strip of road that leads right to the end, the closest point between India and Sri Lanka. And wow, the view there was amazing. When we were riding on the road, there was a sunrise happening on one side, on the left side, and there was a moon setting on the right hand side.
That's amazing.
And lot of very cool wind coming off from the sea. A very strong sea breeze was there, and I can imagine with the breeze there was also a lot of sand flying across the road. And in some places there were barricades, so sand was not coming onto the road. But in places where there was no barricade, it looked like there was a curtain of sand that we had to pass through when we were riding through that. So that has to be definitely one of the top few moments that I will definitely remember for a long time. A group which is Bikers Creed India, and lots of memories were there on this particular ride to Dhanushkodi as well. But a more recent one comes to mind where we had gone for a short ride near Lonavala. We were doing some water crossing over there just for practice for off-roading. And one of the riders, he misbalanced and he fell in such a way that him and the bike both got submerged under the water. So we quickly got him out. Thankfully he was not injured, but we had to make the bike stand up and remove the air filter so that we drain all of the water out of the bike before getting started. And it was lots of jokes were made because we had to wait for 1-2 hours over there for the bike to dry up. I'm a very stoutly built person, and I'm also fairly tall at 6'4". So for me, the range of bikes available is fairly limited to adventure bikes or larger cruisers. But in general, I prefer a bike that can do a lot of it, little bit less maintenance and mid-level of performance. I'm fine with a bike like that. Whereas there are many bikes that will be very high performance, but you have to maintain also a lot. So I prefer a bike that can do most of the things that I want, and that's why I usually end up going for either a naked bike or a adventure bike, because they are able to do most things really well. Individual, I think anybody watching this will know the term AdGat, so all the gear all the time. So I would definitely recommend people to go ahead and buy the most expensive helmet that they can buy. If you want to take a EMI, take a EMI, but buy the best helmet possible, because that is life-changing and life-saving purchase that you will do. And after that, you should spend most on the boots, because most of the time, especially with newer riders, those are the guys who usually will have falls more often than a very experienced rider. And at the speed, the legs are where you will take the most damage. So good pair of pants. Pants are fairly affordable these days with level 2 armors and all. But a good pair of boots is very important. And I would suggest people not to look at safety boots as riding boots, but to buy dedicated riding boots. They might cost a pretty penny, but definitely much cheaper than getting your ankle fixed or a knee fixed. For me, firstly, it's being responsible for your safety as well as the safety of others around you. Because we don't ride, unlike in foreign countries where there is a lot of training given to everybody on the road that they should look out for bikers, look out for cyclists. In India, that doesn't exist. The larger the car that you are driving, the larger the ego is there. So you should be responsible for your safety and that of others around you. Other people might not be thinking that you are taking a right turn, use indicators. So that is a part of being responsible. Second is being independent. You should be able to take care of yourself and also your machine in case there is a small breakdown. Of course, if something major goes wrong, you can't do much, but you should have the basic understanding to be able to plug a puncture. one of the things. Detect who's has gone. Small things, breakdown management is something that you should do. So basically being independent in that sense. Finally, discipline, which comes with being a responsible rider, but you should be disciplined. Follow all the road rules, follow the good best practices when it comes to riding, and maintain a good level of mechanical capability of the bike. For example, it's very easy after riding 500, 800 kilometers a day to just go into your hotel room and crash. But a disciplined rider, what he'll do, before entering the town or the city where they're taking a stop, they will fuel up the bike. As they get to their halt, hotel or whatever, they will, before the end of the day, they will do a chain loop so that the bike is ready for the next. So that is where that discipline comes into picture. Fourth point is being at ease, being calm and collected in traffic situations. People will honk you, people will throw high beam, they'll do all kinds of stuff. They will cut you, overtake and cut you. So there you have to be at ease. You should be easy in that sense. You should be calm and collected, and again, that ego point kind of comes into picture there. Where if the ego is not in control of the bike, you are in control. And is being respectable. Whenever there are people around you, they should look at you and feel a positive emotion. As a rider, we need to cultivate that idea amongst our peers in the city, the traffic, that riders are not these chapris or hooligans who are racing, riding rashly, doing all kinds of stunts. These are very mature individuals who like to travel and they follow all the given road rules and the best practices, and they are trustworthy in that sense that they will behave in a predictable manner and they will not cause inconvenience by honking or coming up to a truck and then shouting, giving abuses. It's okay. You have to be in a respectable manner, and that is what being a rider is. Basically, RIDER. AdGet, always ride with gear. That is primary. All of us have come into riding where you have learned from your uncle, pop, older brother on a lower capacity bike, and their method is very different. Their outlook might be very different. I have many people who have joined the club that I founded. They said we are not used to even wearing helmet, let alone other gears. So AdGet is very important for all aspiring riders. You are learning. That's when the problems will happen. That's when small crashes will happen at lower speeds. So protect yourself. Second thing is try to ride with like-minded people. You should not ride with overtly skilled people, because then you will be pushed to a point where you are not able to control your speed. They might have the skill, but you might not have the skill. Learn to ride with somebody slightly better, a little bit more better, but not somebody who's very aggressively riding and doing something that you probably can't do as a learning rider. One good point is the good vision. I think everybody talks about vision. Train your vision to look where you want to go, especially on any kind of road surface. Look as far as possible and trace backwards towards you, so that any obstacle that is there, you see it at 500 meters or 800 meters away. So that you already know, and by the time it's coming close, you already have a plan to go around it or to brake. If you look very close to your bike, then everything looks like it's coming very fast at you. So your reaction time will not be there. So that's one thing. And finally, just don't ride with your ego. Know your limit. Other people might have much better skills. That's why they're going around twisties, corners, road at a much greater speed. Don't get that thing into your head and let it go to your ego. Because if you don't have the skill, you will try to do it and you will hurt yourself. So learn slowly, progress, and then emulate what you see maybe on YouTube. Others are there, but people don't see the efforts that they put behind in able to ride like that. So for me personally, riding is therapy. It helps me remove all of the frustration related to work and social life, whatever is that. In that space, you're just one with your machine. And when you ride in that way with focus on the road, focus on the machine, you're not letting your brain think about any other thing apart from just the ride. The handlebar is there, clutch is there, brake is there. You're only thinking about the machine, you're only thinking about the road. Then it becomes a meditative state. And then that's kind of like helps me de-stress. At least in my case, it's a major factor of how I de-stress after a week of work or multiple months of work. Then I need to go for a longer ride somewhere.